Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala. Ocala, baby, what makes you look so good? Ocala, baby, what makes you look so good? Why don't you love me like I know you could?
Kelli Hart is here. This is Ocala Magazine Radio. I think I'm looking at you for the first time, Kelli.
Yeah?
Well, I'm looking at you, but in the screen, I see your shoulder, I see your tattoo artwork, and your, what do you got, like a leopard or something you're wearing? Oh, that's
yeah.
nice. You
Yeah,
look good
thank
today.
you. Thanks.
You always look good. Smell
Thank
good.
you.
How you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thank you.
We were thinking about you this morning.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you do that feeding at Christmas time.
Yes,
you know?
I
and
do.
That we had all these stories this morning of all these people that do all these great things for other people, and one of them was about feeding a group of people, and that's what you do every winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be our 5th year.
Wow.
Yeah, and we're actually considering, last year Ocala Magazine got really involved in it, and which makes sense because it's an outlet for us to be able to reach people and encourage them to donate if they're able, or volunteer if they're able. And what I have realized in doing this now for so many years is more and more people are reaching out, especially on Christmas Day and around the holidays, and the first thing we usually think of is food. These people are hungry, and we always think of good food at the holidays. And I have actually found that there is a surplus of food on the holidays. I mean, a lot of these people, by the time they made it to me last year, had already gone like 3 or 4 places. Some of them weren't even hungry. They said, no, I'm full. I just, I'll take some hygiene products and go through some clothes. So we're kind of revamping what started out 5 years ago as a need has now, I don't want to say that it's not still a need, but if other people are now involved in doing that, it might be time for me to reevaluate ways that I can use that money, a little bit more productively. So this year we may do something a little different than food. We might actually put together some bags that have hygiene and maybe some ready-to-eat type foods and gloves and things, socks, things of that nature. Yeah, and just give them almost as a Christmas gift. Nice. Because a lot of work goes into it for someone to say, a homeless person to say, oh, I'm full. I don't. So we don't want to waste any money that people give to us.
Before your listeners think this is a Christmas show, it's June.
It is June, yes. It is definitely June.
The reason it came up is because, I'm so overwhelmed with the giving community. And as you know, we had this little fundraiser for Doug because he had some damage to his trailer.
Right.
And I couldn't believe it. In one day, $1,600 worth of donations. It just blew me away. Last night we were at the Kiss the Horse thing. You and I did that with Robin a few years ago, and I mean, these are all people who just gave their time to raise money.
$100,00000 is that
for other people?
How much did they raise?
So in last night, I think the total was 20,000.
20,000. Okay, yeah, I had saw it on Facebook briefly, and I remember just kind of being astonished, like, wow, that's a really huge deal.
Yeah, and gosh, there was another thing, but there was just a few things came together at one time for me to realize, wow, what a really great world we live in.
Oh, absolutely.
Or maybe town. I don't know if I'm seeing the world through Ocala eyes or something.
I would probably say that we are very fortunate. You've heard people argue the fact that we are in a small town and it's so small and, you can't get away with anything. Well, if you're the type of person who's not getting away with anything, then it's really a blessing to live in a town where you can walk into the mall, you can walk into a restaurant, you can go downtown, and you're going to see someone. Oh, hey, and, first name basis.
Always, yeah.
And I think that's really a blessing. I've been to a lot of other cities, a lot of larger cities, and you don't get that, or at least I've never experienced it the way that I have here in Ocala.
You don't live there.
Well, sure.
But you do.
But even just, hey, good morning, I've been to other cities where you'll walk into a restaurant or you'll walk into a store and it's almost kind of like everyone is just really in their own world, focused on their thing. No one really stops and makes eye contact or says good morning.
But it's safe to say that 90+% of the people are really good and want to do the best.
I believe so. I know anytime I have needed help, whether it be something as simple as needing a prop maybe for a photo shoot at Ocala Magazine, or needing to raise money for something, or just needing, hey, I need a roofer because this person I know needs a roofer, and being able to connect the two. And I would say 90% of the time, maybe more, someone always comes through. And I think that that's one of the blessings, I guess, of living in a small town.
And we've seen it a long time, when we announce that somebody needs help in this or that or the other thing, we'll announce it, and our whole role is done. I mean, our job is to mention it, you know, and that people are responding. But when you're actually involved in a fundraiser, it's like, wow, look at this. This is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It gives you a lot of reassurance as to the potential we have in town when it comes to people reaching out and being giving. And I think being giving makes us rich. If that makes sense. I mean, I know. Biblically, that is the truth. When you're able to give, that makes you rich, even if it's 25 cents when you only have $1. That makes you very rich. And so I genuinely believe that. So I think that when it comes to giving, we have a very rich community, because I've just seen it happen over and over and over again.
It is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are there any animals that do this? This is what separates us from the other parts of creation, right?
That donate.
Yeah, ants get together and they work as a team.
Sure.
I know, but I mean, have you? I don't know. Do the gophers all get together and say, "Oh, look at the guy's dam broke"?
You mean like the squirrels loan nuts to other birds and things like that? I don't know. That's really a great question. I would have to believe that God probably established a world where it probably, even if they don't know it. Okay, so let's say there's an animal out there that breaks down sticks and things. What they don't realize is that they're probably creating smaller sticks for birds to make nests, and then therefore. So I'm sure maybe they don't realize it, but it's all part of one big thing. Right? That sounds very Disney magical of me, but I do believe it to be true.
But there's probably some footage from somebody like Mark Emery somewhere where it shows, a duck limping and a little monkey saying, "Come on, I'll help you."
Sure. I would believe that to be true, right? So I've seen pets, videos online where a cat's scratching the dog, a dog's back or something. Right. So it may happen. Who knows?
Did you see the video of the guy was videotaping an octopus, and the octopus grabbed the camera and started taking selfies of itself. Did you see this? Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'm not making
why
that
not?
up. Yeah.
Think about it. If I had an extra 6 hands, I would probably take more selfies too.
You're right.
It'd be so much easier.
Yeah, one of them is not a hand, by the way. Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't have...
The octopus is an interesting animal.
It sounds so. Well, okay. All right, well... No, I've never seen that.
I've
never seen that video. Yeah, I've never seen that video, I guess. So that's very interesting.
So how's the magazine? Last week, by the way, I had so many comments about the piece you put together. That was so wonderful, and everybody seemed to like it and was kind of inspired by your creativity.
It's a lot of fun. So in the last week, even just yesterday, Linda called. She had gone to a meeting yesterday morning, and she said that she had 3 people approach her, that took the time to approach her to say how much they really, were enjoying the magazine and things that have been going on at the magazine, and specifically mentioning this art piece, Tangled in Art. And I've gotten a lot of feedback too about it.
Even a great name.
I didn't even realize. I just really wanted a way to kind of present art without realizing that so many people would really enjoy.
And you write so much, and you write so well, often.
Thank you.
But still, it's hard you don't know when you're writing a hit, and you just wrote a hit.
I guess so.
It's like writing a hit song.
The salons have been so involved, and they've created their own little marketing tools, because all month long, if you go to the Ocala Magazine Facebook page, you'll find the album that has all the side-by-side comparisons of the Vincent Golshani's artwork, and then the salon's models that they have created based on that artwork, and you're able to like which photo you think best represents the piece of artwork. And so all month long, people will be voting, and the salons have created flyers, digital flyers, and
oh, nice.
Yeah, nice. Yesterday, I actually in my email, I opened it up. It was from one of the salons, and they had created a kind of a digital campaign that they're sending out to people, encouraging them to vote.
How has it changed Vincent? What's his name? Vincent
Golshani.
How has it changed his world? Any at all?
Well, I've spoken to him, and in the July issue, when I reveal the winner, the People's Choice winner, we'll hear from him and what his thoughts were on the projects. That's fun.
That's very exciting.
Yes.
All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back with Kelli Hart.
All right.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe voting is no accident. For Friday, looking humid with variable clouds and a shower thunderstorm late this morning, followed by a heavy thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 86 to 90. Friday night, a heavy thunderstorm into the evening, otherwise mostly cloudy, low 71 to 75. On Saturday, looking at a couple heavy thunderstorms in the afternoon, otherwise times of clouds and sunshine with a high 86 to 90. And Sunday, partial sunshine and afternoon thunderstorm with a high of 88 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Evan Duffy.
What do you love most about July 4th weekend? Is it the food? The family? The fireworks? Well, this July 4th weekend, add one more word to the list. First, as in the first Coke Zero 400 at the world's first motorsports stadium. Everything you love about the holiday gets a huge upgrade at the all-new Daytona. The NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Coke Zero 400, powered by Coca-Cola. Saturday night, July 2nd. Guarantee your seats at 1-800-PIT-SHOP or DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Think you know NASCAR? Prove it. And you'll be entered for a chance to win tickets to the Firecracker 250 and the Coke Zero 400. Every day between now and June 24th, we'll be giving you the opportunity to call in during the morning show and the afternoon show to answer trivia questions about NASCAR and Daytona International Speedway. All callers will be registered to win, and on Friday, June 24th, we'll pick the winners for one of the most exciting nighttime events of the season. So tune in to win right here on The Source.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Almost half of all heart attacks are, quote, silent. So instead of gripping one's chest like we see in the movies, people are more likely to feel extreme fatigue or discomfort in the jaw. The best way to get a bad memory out of your head is to focus on forgetting the context more than the memory itself. While it's normal to try tackling our goals one at a time, it's more effective to change everything at once.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Some would say that this country is in the toilet. Some would even go so far as to say the economy is going down the drain. But we say, if water runs through it, we do it!
Hi, I'm Sean Scott, owner of Mike Scott Plumbing, and I approve this message.
WWWWOCA,
This is WOCA, News Talk 1370.
This is James Snyder, inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
All right, Kelli Hart is here. This is Ocala Magazine Radio. Kelli, of course, is the executive editor of Ocala Magazine, and she writes for the magazine as well. Do you ever do any freelance writing outside the magazine?
I have written one other article, and that was for Gainesville Today, and that's probably been maybe 2 years ago or something. Mm-hmm. But I have not. That doesn't mean that I wouldn't. It would have to be non-competing. It would have to be maybe outside of Ocala. Obviously, I would want to save all my good stuff for Ocala Magazine. But I think that it would be fun to write something for like a major publication. I don't even know what, but I just think that that would be fun.
Would you ever be a ghostwriter where your name doesn't even end up on the book? Like you write. You would.
Sure, I had
Why,
even.
For the money? What? It's hard to say yes to that, but that would be the only reason.
I don't know because I've never written a book, and I've talked to so many authors that say you don't make a lot of money, writing a book necessarily. I don't know if it would be for the money. I just think that writing a book is on my bucket list, and I don't know what book it would be.
But ghostwrite, I can see a book that says written by Kelli Hart.
Sure.
But a book that says written by John Smith and it's really yours?
Yeah, I would be okay with that.
No,
I do some ghostwriting for
You do?
Ocala Magazine, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And other people's names get on it, or just nobody's name gets on it? Mm-hmm. No way.
Yeah. Fun fact. Yeah. I think everybody does.
How does that other person feel? Don't they feel like, oh man, I just ripped off Kelli?
No. Mm-mm. Because the other person is me, so they don't.
Oh, you have a pseudonym.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
What is your pseudonym?
Isn't that fun?
That is fun.
I'll let you look through an Ocala magazine and see if you can figure it out. It's not always there. It's seldom there, but sometimes it is there. Yes.
Fun, and why do you do that?
Fact.
Because it's...
Well, I'll tell you. Because I'm the editor of the magazine, I never want to favor any one particular client, any one particular restaurant, or anything like that. And even though everything that we write is always positive, it's not like we do, food, like critical food reviews where we go in and we rip people to pieces or anything. We're not a tabloid. Everything we write's positive, but sometimes it can appear as though there's favoritism when we write about a restaurant. Oh, they're the best restaurant in Ocala. Well, if I'm writing that someone's the best restaurant in Ocala, it could upset other restaurants in Ocala.
So you get somebody else to say it.
And so what happens is we have so there are writers. We do have writers. When you see the names in there, our food editor and our medical journal and everything, those are real people. They write for us every single month. But because I'm the editor, I have to be really neutral and be very careful whenever I give an opinion or express an opinion, which can be very difficult.
Does your pseudonym have an attitude?
No.
Okay, if I was gonna be another radio guy, he would have a different voice, and he'd be nasty or something. I don't know. Just get off my radio. I'd be one of those guys.
So
I could be really.
The other me
political.
doesn't do much in the way of editorial. The other me does mainly paid pieces. So it might be a paid political piece or something in the way of advertisement, but that still needs content. And so the other me will be able to write those things without showing any type of favoritism.
The other me.
Because we want to make all of our clients happy, and we want them to know that we really do try.
Do they know that it's not you?
Well, they will now, but they won't know who. No, it's really very common, and I would even think taking that extra measure isn't even necessary, but we truly try to take every step necessary to be able to ensure that our clients are treated with fairness and that we're doing everything that we can to do the very best job that we can for all of our clients and our readers. So it's just one extra step that we take. Interesting, huh?
It's very interesting.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
As far as ghostwriting goes,
don't do ghostwriting.
I would probably do it for the right person.
We have authors on quite often.
Sure.
That have in their resume, I wrote this book, that book, and that book. Plus, I ghost wrote this book, that book, and that book. And when you look up those other books, their name is not on it. And I will say to them, "What's the point? Why do you do that?" And it's always something altruistic. Well, he really had a great story to tell. It really was his story, but he really didn't have writing skills, and so I did. So, holy mackerel!
Well,
couldn't you say, this is Johnny's story written by Sally? I mean,
I guess that you could, and I don't know why. Maybe that you wouldn't. I mean, I guess I would probably ask the person if there's a way we couldn't co-author or work together, so that my name was somewhere on there. Especially if you give so much time and it's your gift, but. I know there are celebrities that are great maybe on screen. They can't write at all, and they want their story told, and they have to count on someone else. But they, of course, want all the credit and the glory because that's just the people that they are.
Then there's the other example of somebody like Shaquille O'Neal. He wrote a book, and everybody said, "Oh, come on, that's got to be a ghostwriter." But the truth is, the guy's pretty smart, and he did write the book.
Hey, there you go.
So poor guy. Everybody was, down on him, saying, "You didn't write the book."
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, writing is a gift just like anything else, and it's something to be proud of. So, I would hope that if I spent a lot of time on a writing project, I would get to have my name on the byline. But you just never know what you might be offered and what you might be willing to do. So, but I mean, I'm fortunate that I have such an opportunity with Ocala magazine to write. Not very many publications that have an executive editor also have a lot of content from that editor. Usually the editor's job is kind of coordinate other writers, and so I'm really lucky that I have the opportunity to do the executive editor job and then also write as much as I do because I really do enjoy it. I learned so much. I mean, for example, in this June issue, which is out, there is an article that I wrote, and it's called Pardon Our Dust, and it's about all of these city projects that are happening. And I had mentioned it once before on one of the shows that I was seeing a lot of chatter on Facebook and people complaining, and I'm being rerouted downtown and my road's messed up and dust is all over my cars. And I thought, okay, I need to kind of redirect everyone's thinking on this, because we can't ever have progress and improvements without taking some time and to kind of stir things up and rip up the roads, and those things happen. So I thought this is an opportunity to reach out to the city and work with them so that I can explain to the reader that, yes, it might be an inconvenience for a few weeks or months. There might be some dust on your car depending on where you live. But the longevity of this, and in the long run, here's what we're going to be able to enjoy. Absolutely. And so I learned a lot. I mean, I learned a lot about the parking garage that's going to be downtown. And
What did you learn about that?
Well, so when I was talking to the people downtown, I had no idea how many spaces it was going to be. And
how much?
402 spaces.
Okay.
I learned that you'll be able to pay if you want, not necessarily an assigned space, but you can have reserved spaces. So in other words, if you're someone that frequents downtown and you want to know, I'm always going to have a spot in that garage, you can pay.
Oh, really? Okay.
You can pay a monthly fee, and there will be designated spots. So it won't be the same spot every time, obviously.
That's big city thinking.
Right, but somewhere to park, which I thought was really, really great. They've taken safety into account. I don't know if you've ever walked through a creepy parking garage and felt unsafe. I know I have as a woman, and with a small child, and you're trying to find your keys and watch your child, and it's dark, and you never know what could happen. And the city has taken measures to make sure.
See, that's your experience. My experience, because I know how people are afraid. If I'm in a garage and I see people walking, I won't get out of my car until because if they see me walking by myself, they're going to say, "Oh, run. They don't know who this guy is."
Yeah, and you're big.
So I just stay low in my car. Then when they're in the elevator and they're out of sight, then I get out and then I walk.
I never thought that from the other perspective on that. I've always just thought that I didn't know you had to do that. Well, it makes me feel kind of bad for being scared of people that are probably very harmless.
No, my advice would be scared. My advice would be afraid of me, because you don't know who I am. I mean, you don't.
I do, yes, but I can see your
If you see me in the garage, you're going to have to say, "Oh my God."
Yeah, I mean, you do never know.
Larry.
Right. Run. You never do know. But I was really happy to find out that they've taken all kinds of measures to make sure that it is lit, and that you will feel protected. And I'm looking here. So $37.50 a month you can pay if you want to lease a parking space.
Well, I won't be doing that. But how much will it pay if I just park for Light Up Ocala?
Well, if you just want to park in general parking, just get on in there and park.
What is it, like like normal? You have a ticket, and then how long you've been in there is how much you pay?
No, I think the rest of from what I understand, the rest of the spaces are free to park.
Oh,
it's
free?
Just if they're there, they're there.
Okay.
I certainly hope that we're not paying for a garage and then paying to park in it. No one's mentioned that, so.
It might be. All right, good morning. You're on the air with Kelli.
You have a call. Good morning.
I just have a quick call since you're talking about things in the works. Can you give us any information on the hotel versus the condominiums? Are they right next to each other?
No, they're not right next to one another. So the condominiums are where the old Sprint building is, which is next to our city hall. So you've seen those.
Right.
Okay. And then the parking garage, and I'm not exactly, the hotel is obviously kind of still in the works. So one will be finished before the other, of course. But I don't think that they're going to be right next to one another.
So what is next to the condominiums then?
Well, right now it's the parking garage. So
That's
if you
a lovely view for those people in the condominium.
Yeah, okay. So I guess depending on where you're looking, but I think, and granted, I have not been in the parking garage and I have not been in the condominium, so I'm not exactly sure. But from what I understand, you'll be able to have a clear view over the parking garage to that area of downtown. But they are next to one another. And I guess until they're done, we won't really know. But I do know that there's balconies on the fronts and backs of the condominiums, and they're on the north and south sides, and not the west sides, if that makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
So you'll be able to see, yeah. So you'll have some views.
Yeah.
Yeah. As costly as those things are, I mean, stay inside. Don't even go outside and look out. Just stay inside and enjoy the inside, because they're gorgeous, but they're going to cost you.
Oh, no.
But thank you for your call.
Yeah, I guess we don't know all the answers.
I appreciate the update.
Just real quick, if we could do a virtual walkthrough of Ocala, as I remember years ago when before the historic Ocala preservation and all those old houses were looking like they should be torn down, when the whole Ocala Square looked like it should be torn down. I mean, look at how nice it looks now. So
it's phenomenal, and bigger things are coming. Pick up a June issue. You'll be able to read about all the progress that's happening. Like us on Facebook. We have some great contests coming up you won't want to miss. And we want to wish everyone a very happy weekend.
Thank you, Kelly. Always fun.
Thank you.
We will be right back.
Coast to coast, baby, I believe that you're the most Ocala, baby.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Lillian Wu. We're getting word that one of the greatest hockey players of all time has died. Friends and family of Gordie Howe have confirmed his passing. This according to WJBK. Howe, who won 4 Stanley Cup championships in his